The idea of Little Islands began when we, that's Richard's Residential Supplies, were asked to create a sensory room specifically for people living with dementia. We looked around to see what sensory equipment and designs were available, and it soon became apparent that the only options currently being offered were snoozle-in type fibre optics, bubble tubes, etc., which are stimulating in their own way, but very abstract and possibly confusing for this client group. The other option was reminiscence rooms, which are very useful if used as part of planned activities, but without those activities tend to become dust gatherers, because they're not stimulating in their own right. So we decided that by using sound, colours and smells, combined with memorable music and images, we could stimulate multiple senses in a focused manner and hopefully make a connection with the happy memories of the people involved. This has worked better than we could have hoped for, with care home residents singing, dancing and reminiscing, as well as staff and relatives getting involved, because it's a fun, exciting environment. We call this installation at Belvedere Manor our LifeByte, as it's a bite-sized piece of our full life room, which can be incorporated within a lounge or corridor if a full room is not available. We've concentrated for now on a seaside theme for the LifeByte, as it allows the use of bright colours and virtually everybody has happy memories of holidays at the seaside.
Welcome to the beautiful Belvedere Manor Care Home. Here we cater for all types of different people, residential, elderly care. At Belvedere Manor we have activities 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. We really believe in activities for both residential and dementia residents here. In addition to having activities, what we've done, we've looked on theme in some areas on our dementia suite, which where I met Richard from Richard's Residentials, and he rung me up and said, come and have a look at our new really a new venture, what they were doing. And I went down probably 8 months ago and I really liked it, what they did. And just recently we got in contact again, and he'd a smaller wall which would probably suit our home better, and so we've actually put the wall in. It's absolutely fabulous. So what's happened, what we do with the wall, we are doing activities on group activities, large group activities and one-to-one. We use the wall for reminiscence, we use it for relaxing, and we use it for all types of different activities. What we have noticed with it is the residents, they like the sound of the seagulls and the waves, and it's very calming and relaxing, and what it does, it fetches a really nice atmosphere to the suite really, and it's a bit of focus for the residents, because a lot of residents with dementia tend to walk up and down the corridors, some with the coats on, you know, so what we wanted to do is give a focal point to where they could head for, and what better place to head for than the seaside.
What we look to achieve, and we do achieve with the LifeBytes, is we're looking for some common ground for people to communicate in. That communication doesn't necessarily have to be verbal. In the background you can hear the waves crashing, you can hear the seagulls singing. It's reminiscent of Blackpool. As a child, a young parent, you would have taken your children there. There's that sense of joy and happiness. Intellectually, you may not remember it, but you remember the feeling that you've had there. Also, you can get taste as well. Just think of when you're on your holidays sometime, you think, wouldn't it be nice to have roast beef, gravy and Yorkshire puddings? Again, it stimulates those memories, those feel-good memories, and you can have a common ground with people who do have dementia, who perhaps can't communicate verbally, but those emotional things you can share. And the structure of the LifeByte there gives a format where staff can be trained to interact, to give that sense of well-being. We call it Little Islands because you can get somebody into that frame, into that place where it's a little island where they feel safe, they feel contented. You do it regularly, you turn those little islands into stepping stones of communication.
In conjunction with the wall and the area, what we do, we incorporate music, which music and dementia go together hand in hand. And that stirs a lot of memories. And so yesterday we had a fantastic seaside day, and we had music and a few people got up to sing. We had things what remind them of holidays like fish and chips or hot dog or all them memories. Good morning, Shirley. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you, this morning. It's a lovely morning.
It is?
Yes, it is, yes.
Are you at the seaside this morning?
Yes, I'm coming to the seaside and pretending to be here. It's lovely. Yeah.
And so just catching the resident when they come in is paramount, really. And dementia residents, obviously they're going to go through all types of different, so if we can distract from you know, the anxiety and everything they feel, it actually works, and we do that by music and really theming things as well. So they do have a focus up there, you know, on the suite. It's very, very important for that. I know, like, some residents were sat having the breakfast and he said, oh, I love having me egg and bacon by the seaside. And we had another chap, and he came down in the lift with his wife after a session we'd done at the seaside area. And he says to his wife, what day is it today? And she said, it's Friday. And he said, well, we'll have to go home today. And she said, well, where have we been? And he said, well, we've been for a week in Blackpool. So obviously it touched him, and I just think the area as a whole just brightens the whole place up and just makes life nicer.
Hello, I'd like to introduce Stacey, who's the suite manager here. Stacey, first of all, can I find out a little bit about you? How long have you worked here?
I've worked here about 8 months, having been to university to do a mental health degree, which incorporates dementia as well.
So you're well appraised really with dementia.
Yeah.
Now, you would have remembered this suite prior to the LifeByte coming in. Do you want to talk about how things were prior to the LifeByte?
This area was just a seating area with a TV. It was quite dull and it weren't being utilised. You know, there were just like 1 or 2 residents hanging about here. There were nothing being done. Then since the Little Islands have been in, it is being utilised. It sets an atmosphere for all the residents to come in. They've got something to talk about. They've got things to do. There's little activities and little fishing games and things like that. And it just sets, it just gives you some communication things to start talking about with the residents, and they enjoy it.
Now, you said it sets the atmosphere.
Yeah.
As the suite manager, how do you work to make sure that it sets the atmosphere? What do you do and what do your staff do to make sure that it works?
We interact with the residents, get them to join in on things. We put music on that we know they enjoy. We put the lights on, and it just draws them in. Everything draws them in, you know, the sound of the waves and the sunshine, the bright sunshine and the music. And then we have like little props like hats and things like that to put on.
Now, I also believe that you use this for reminiscence as well.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me how the reminiscence works with this?
Obviously the sound, everyone remembers Blackpool, don't they? Even people with dementia, they still remember some aspects of Blackpool. And with the sound of the waves and things like that, it just gives you things to talk about. A resident come in the other day, she said, oh, we're at Blackpool, but where's my corn of chips? So she knew when she went to Blackpool, she used to have a corn of chips. But
so is that something you do, fish and chips, a cone of chips with it as well, so you're stimulating the taste?
Yeah, we're gonna, last week we had hot dogs with it, and next week we're having little corns of chips, and we have a little shed that's full of ice creams, and they can all have an ice cream. So it gets your taste and things like that going.
Now, obviously, it's not just your clients that you look after who are here. You've got the relatives as well.
Oh, yeah.
What's the feedback you've had from the relatives?
They think it's amazing.
In what way? What do they say about it?
Well, they've joined in. They've come and joined in with it. We've had little seaside days, and they've come and joined in. Some of them have been hosting it, really, giving out the tea and giving out the ice cream. They've done poems. They've been singing for us.
Such wonderful things to do. There would be such wonderful
different, but it might not be to a lot of people. Different. But it has been very different for me, so I've enjoyed it, yes.
I thought it was great, really, and it's just, I think it lifts a lot of people up.
If we can create a little island of calm and happiness, however briefly, in the confusion of dementia, then our job has been worthwhile.